Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? Today I have a story about one of my worst days ever. Someone told me, hey Lee, you should tell us a story about something bad that happened to you, or if you had a really bad day one time, and this is definitely one of the worst days that I could possibly remember. It was my first day of college, my move-in day. It was completely awful because so many things went wrong within this day that it just made for one of my worst days of all time. First of all, since it's the first day of college, everyone is moving into the dorms at the same time, so it's a complete madhouse on campus. There's a bunch of kids and parents moving heavy crap into places that they don't even know where to go, and it's just crazy. There's so many people that are lost and have no idea what to do or where to go. It's insane. Anyways, my commute from my house to my campus is an hour, so my dad and I had to wake up pretty early, pack up my things into the car, and go all the way to the campus to go for move-in day. And basically, when we got there, there was a line of cars that were just in a row right in front of the dorms by the sidewalk, and people were just getting out and unloading all of their stuff. And we had to wait in this line for an hour. So, right off the bat, we were stuck in the car for an extra hour after we drove an hour already. So, that was more than we already intended on being in the car for. And then we finally get up to the spot where we can unload our car by the sidewalk, and the guy comes over and goes, hey, you can't park here anymore. We're trying to tell people that you can't unload the car here at the sidewalk. It's a fire hazard. You have to go park in the parking lot and move all of your stuff in from there. So what we had to do was go to the parking lot, which was about a 10 or 20-minute walk from the parking lot to the dorm, and it was just insane that we had to park our car at the parking lot, which was so far away from the dorms, unload it there, and then walk all the way to my dorm with it. I had to carry a heavy-ass refrigerator for about 10 minutes as we walked from the parking lot to the dorm. I had to take like 5 breaks where I just put it down and was like, I'll be okay, I'll be okay. So that was miserable. But not only is all of that happening, but at the same time, it's raining. So we have all of my clothes on hangers. We didn't bring any protective stuff for it. So all of my clothes are getting wet. I'm getting wet. My grip is terrible on the fridge. Everything is going wrong. It was completely miserable moving in on a 10-minute walk from my parking lot to the dorm in the rain with heavy crap. Probably the worst scenario you can ever be in. So anyways, we finally get all of our stuff in front of the dorm, and we have to wait another hour for the people to hand out the keys to our dorms. Now, I couldn't believe that this wasn't situated any better, but there was a huge-ass line of people waiting to get their keys, and we had to wait another hour before we can actually get into the dorm. So we're standing in the rain for an hour with all of my stuff on my shoulder, on the floor, getting soaked. Nothing is right, and we finally get our key, and we move into the dorm, and everything is moved in. We're all soaking wet, and I have to meet my 8 new suite mates. So not only am I wet, not happy, really tired, but I have to meet 8 new people that I'm going to live with for the whole year. So I was not in the mood, neither was anyone else. Everyone just wanted to go to sleep. No one wanted to talk to each other. But we introduced ourselves. Everything was okay with the roommates. No one was really weird. We all got along pretty well right off the bat. And these are actually the people that I made the show 102 with that I posted on this channel as well. I think there might be an episode up still, but there was copyright on it, so I removed it. But those are the roommates that I made that series with. Anyways, we move in, everything's good, I meet my roommates, and it was the first time I was meeting them. I talked to them before on Facebook because you get a little list in the mail of who your roommates are, so I talked to them through Facebook and I got to know them a little bit before I actually met them. But then we met each other and everything was good. One kid was really tall, one kid was about my height and about my size, so basically there's 3 beds in the room. The big kid got the solo bed on the bottom, and then there was another bed that was pretty much a single, and I gave that to the other kid, and I pretty much willingly took the top bunk because I have to make sacrifices for people. I know I'm tiny, so getting the top bunk isn't a big deal, but it was because the headroom between the bed and the ceiling was pretty much not there. So basically every morning I had to wake up and watch my head. If I woke up and jolted a little bit too forward too quickly, I would bash my head against a concrete wall. So it was not a fun experience throughout the whole year, but I didn't know that obviously on move-in day. But I had the top bunk, so I knew I wasn't looking forward to that. Then, after meeting each other and picking out the beds, we looked around the room to make sure everything was okay, there was no problems, there was nothing broken, and there was 2 lights in our room. One didn't have a cover on it, and the other had a dead light bulb. So we put in a complaint to maintenance, and basically we put in the complaint and they said that it would be a long time because maintenance is very busy with all of move-in day, and they'll get back to us eventually. which never happened. This is a segue story, but we put in the complaint over and over and over again throughout the year, and 5 days before the last day of school, basically, maintenance came in and said, hey, we got your complaint, and they finally put a cover on our light, and they finally changed the light bulb. I mean, come on. We asked for that the whole year, and they finally gave it to us 5 days before school was over. Ridiculous. Anyways, after all of that happened, nothing really took place until later that night. But I said bye to my dad, I put my clothes away, we moved into our rooms pretty much, we just put things where we wanted to put them, we plugged in things, we were just fixing everything, we put our beds up, and we did all of that jazz. But anyways, we hung out the rest of the day, we all got food together, we all got to know each other, we pretty much just did a roommate meet and greet kind of thing, and we got to know each other a little bit better. But later that night, I was dating this girl that I dated for 2 years that I told you guys in other stories, and I got a call from my friend who went to the same college as my ex-girlfriend was going to. She went to school a month earlier than I did because she was going to school in Florida and they started a little earlier. But anyways, I get a call from my friend and said, hey, so-and-so is going crazy at this party. She's hooking up with people and it's just getting out of control. I just wanted to call you and let you know because I'm there for you. And I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I was just stunned. I was just astonished. I couldn't believe that I got a call like that. I can't believe that that was happening after a 2-year relationship. So I called her up and she answers, goes, hello. I can't hear her because there's loud music going on in the background. And I was just like, whatever. I hung up. She called me back an hour later. She was home, and I was like, hey, what's going on? How's everything going? And she's like, oh, everything's good. What's up? And she didn't realize that it was my move-in day. She didn't realize that any of this stuff was happening. And I was just like, so I got a call from blah, 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 and he said that you're at this party, and you were doing things with dudes. And pretty much what happened was she cheated on me with 2 different dudes. So it was kind of upsetting at first, and it was my move-in day. I'm not around anyone that I know very well. I'm wet. I'm upset. I just moved away from home. I'm at college now. All of this stuff is changing, and my girlfriend cheated on me. So that was an awful day. We broke up. I talked to her after that, but nothing happened and we didn't make up at all. I would never tolerate someone cheating on me. So basically, all of that happened in one day. I had a terrible move-in experience. I was wet. All of my stuff got wet. I had to put everything away. I got top bunk. All of my stuff was wrong in my room. It was just awful. I mean, that whole day was complete and utter bullshit. And I can't believe all that happened in one day. I was like, okay, this is a great way to start off my college chapter of life. Everything went wrong on the first day, so hopefully things will get good from now on, and everything turned out pretty well. So I'm not upset that that day happened, but it did happen, and that was one of my worst days ever. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. But anyways, that's all for this story, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you comment below and tell me what your worst day ever was, or something bad that happened within your day, and hopefully I can sympathize with you. Don't make up stories. Obviously, no one wants to hear that. Tell us about your true experiences. I tell you my true experiences. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.